Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here and we're going to be playing City Skylines. We're not going to be building, but we are going to be looking over a map that I've made. Now, the last time I played City Skylines on the channel was a few months ago. I believe it might have been early February, so maybe a month ago. We played City Skylines. And, oh my god, that was loud. Um, I, you know, like City Skylines, thought it was cool. Was disappointed that City Skylines 2 didn't come out on PS5 when it was supposed to back months ago. So I got back in the game and I was like, alright, cool. Kind of frustrated with the map that I built. We did it on camera, and then I ended up playing a few more times after, but I was definitely disappointed with the lack of space you could build with. So I was on the PlayStation Store and they had the Remastered Edition. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy the remastered edition for however much it was, but I think it was like $5 or $10. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I got a remastered edition, and oh boy, has it been amazing to play through. I've kind of had a lot of it built up, and I kind of put it on, let it simulate for an hour or two, 3 hours. Fortunately, we couldn't carry over our map. Has had a few issues with an occasional crashing, so I've been trying to make sure to save it. The autosave's corrupt a few times. I was actually a little worried a minute ago before I started recording. It said save file corrupted, but the game was trying to load an autosave. So here's our city. This is actually the main way in is right here. Right now I'm waiting for demand for building, for housing to go up. We're kind of stuck at a point where we're waiting for areas to fill in. I've kind of got a little ahead of myself on that. But a lot of demand for commercial, but too much commercial demand actually hurt the city because we couldn't get enough goods there. It was a whole issue. So I got rid of a bunch of the commercial, but the commercial demand is just obnoxious. So let's take a look at our city. This is where the city began. It was kind of weird because outside of the tile is this main highway. So it's kind of a strange city, but the entrance was here, and it takes you out of the city limits back into the area that I could own because I got 25 tiles instead of the normal 9 that I was working with. And you go over here, and you would enter, and this little strip was the first area. The section right down here was our first area, and over here we had a little bit of a commercial zone, and over here we had a lot of industrial to start. Traffic could be a little bit better in the city, I will admit, but I've tried to do as much as I can to make it work. It's kind of difficult. You kind of do, I feel like, need the mods where you can show the lines where the traffic can go. So without that, I think it does hurt it. And the fact that the roundabouts in this are like really big, where you can put kind of small mini roundabouts in City Skylines 2. This intersection you could just make a roundabout. I think that type of thing would help. But again, with your lane management, because I mean, none of the traffic really is using that inside lane. And then again, you come down here, and all this traffic is using one singular lane, right? So nobody's using the second lane. This could definitely just be decreased because they're all turning here, but the other lane's a turning lane too. So it all just stems from the traffic not taking the right routes. So that's really the only, like, one of the two things that I wish that I had that you could mod with on console would be the traffic, like lane management, and the infinite demand. That'd be kind of cool because I just want to build a giant ass city, and to sit here and wait for it to fill in is obnoxious. It'd be nice to kind of see this fill in because all this is zoned. But either way, apart from that, we're gonna go and see what areas next. So this kind of continues with the commercial and residential mixture, as this is all residential. This strip here is industrial back to about here, and along this section as well. You then jump into a commercial area and then a hell of a lot of residential. Through this area, you have a blend of residential and commercial throughout. So you have just different ones in different sections. Not entirely sure exactly which one from this view. Looks a lot like a residential area. Definitely got some commercial down here, and this area is just an absolute nightmare. Again, the traffic would be able to be managed a little bit better. I've tried a lot of solutions in this area. One-way roads, getting rid of a lot of the recycling plants. The issue is they all just take that simple road. I mean, we got roundabouts over here, but the traffic's only moving so fast. I mean, whatever this is. What? They're all turning here. Oh my god, that building's on fire. Okay. I mean, I don't really know how to fix this. Maybe like something like where one of these roads connects into something. But that's probably it, because this road doesn't connect to anything, but granted, none of them are turning. Either way, down here is kind of our shipping area. So, kind of an industrial shipping zone. Would be nice to be able to make this a bigger road, but again, kind of do what we do with that. Trains, we got a lot of train tracks, a lot of different areas people can take trains to throughout the map. So there's going to be a bunch of different train stations. Out over here, this is our low density area. A little more quiet, kind of a nice little area. I mean, if you have this rooftop, not that you actually use that rooftop, but you should. And on this house, I don't know why you wouldn't. That's a cool ass, I mean, besides the fact that this giant tower is in your backyard, that's a cool ass view of the city. That's awesome. Throughout this whole area, really, really awesome. I mean, this is your backyard. Wow. Out over here, this is our farming area. We don't have enough goods that we were producing in the city. We're importing so much stuff. I was like, we gotta start doing our own stuff. So this is all forestry. This entire area is a forestry zone. We're gonna have some residential along the edge here eventually. But this is all just a area of trees. So forestry it is. As you see, a little bit of residential here, a little bit set up for industry in this area. Eventually will all be residential. This section is kind of next to zone up, but it has the end. We've got everything there, parks and everything. So come live here, people. Down this way, we forgot to really look at it, but on this side is also going to be a big residential area. I kind of chopped out this hill, as you can see where the hill meets. Chopped it all out, and it's gonna be a nice residential zone eventually. Got a little bit of residential and commercial going on this side, but not much yet. Down here is our island. This should be offices. I think both of these are offices. I should think all three are office islands, and then this, actually maybe all four little ones. And this is a giant residential island. This is the nicest area that we have. I mean, you get this area. What a view you have. So that's cool. We got a lot of bridges connecting up to this area on the, I don't know why I pointed with my hand. I did gesture the screen with my hand. You couldn't see it. The sidewall stadiums, we'll get over there, but that's a big section to go to. So I put up a lot of bridges across the water here. In this area is our college, which is probably called something dreary. But yeah, we got our college and we got some sports for college around there. Got a little football stadium on the water. That looks nice. Then we got a lot more. Oh, this is all the This is a financial area. So I got that DLC for financial zone, so that's pretty cool. You can obviously notice the different transitions from residential to the financial district area. A lot of very tall buildings in here that do finance things. Then along the edge, of course, we have a lot of residential. And in here is our lovely park. So, I mean, you can just be out here camping. You would never know that right over these trees is a massive city. It's a pretty cool park. This is where we had a sinkhole. So I kind of made it like a nice area to camp around the sinkhole. So that's kind of cool. And there's also some boats for whatever reason I did that. A lot of fire watchtowers in that area, of course. Don't want that all burning down. Try to put a few different little trees in there, but a lot of it's all the same. Over here is a little more residential, a little bit of commercial along the edge of it as well. This is going to be residential at some point. This is all residential as well. A little bit of commercial in the middle. Kind of transitioned it to a little bit more residential. We put way too much commercial in there initially. This is our oil area. I believe it's like Eagle Screech Freedom or something. That's what I called it. For our oil area. I'm pretty sure it's got that sort of name. A lot of oil section there though. And this is Bodie's farm. So, if you don't know, Bodie's my one of my cats, and he's into farming. So this is his area. So this is Bodie's farm. Out over here is going to be a pedestrian walking area only. We got a few shops in here currently. Again, I didn't want to overdo it with shops. It will have a little bit of residential in it as well. I believe this open space is set for residential, but nobody's moved in yet. So we're just kind of in the process of letting things build up. Out over here, again, this is going to be a little bit of a residential area. Again, we're just waiting for that demand to kind of fill up. Like, come on, dude. And it's a little bit of industrial. We got a whole fishing section. So there's a lot of fishing boats out there in the water. This is all set up. This is a little residential island. Any tsunami comes, you're cooked. But I don't think I actually have natural disasters currently on. Because I'm just kind of, again, letting it simulate in the background. I'll turn my PlayStation on and go do something else for a few hours. So I don't have the disasters on because that decreases the timer being on. Because you can put the time on 1, 2, or 3 speed. And natural disasters put it down to 1. So I don't want it on that. Over here, this is all to prevent from a tsunami. But I did turn on a level 10 tsunami and it didn't do anything. So there's that. A lot of sewage and water area. It doesn't matter. I have the Eden project here, so all the water is perfectly purified. As you can see over here, this is where we're getting our water and our sewage outlet, and they're kind of connected. But again, it doesn't matter. The Eden project completely purifies everything. Oh my god. What a traffic nightmare. And that's what we're going to get into. This is the, I guess we would almost consider it main area of the city. I think this is like our prime main residential zone you'd want to live in. This is, of course, the original strip. Kind of looks like New York in a way. And then I think this is like the dense areas, right? This big section, super dense, really connects all the way over to here. So the density of that is very, very strong. But I think when we think of purely the main section of the city is actually over here. And the reason for that is all of this. So I've put so many of the tourist attraction things down. I also do this when I play, just kind of put everything in one area. Just kind of fun to have like a big section. It's like a sports zone, and all the stuff you'd want to go to is right here. So you got every possible stadium you could have set up. We got all the different buildings that are going to be considered attractions. Anybody to come visit is in this area. Plus, out over here, we've also made this a very big area for water. So if there's any flooding, it's going here. This section has a little bit of office spacing and a lot of drainage going in. A lot of stuff for that. Of course, we got our international airport over here, which again, it would be nice if you could kind of make your roads more than a 2-lane road. But that happens. It's also set to have stop for traffic. This area's just been a complete nightmare. And no matter what I've done, it's just kind of not worked, really. I tried everything to make traffic flow in this section, but yeah. Over here is a quite nice residential section, which then continues to connect over through this area. And this is a brilliant view out into the water, which totally isn't ruined by all the pumps. So let's do this. Let's put this to night. And this is when our city absolutely looks amazing. Now, I don't play with day and night cycle on because the nighttime, I feel like it's just a little bit harder to build in. And again, you probably see most people build purely in day. But I mean, look at these buildings. Look how amazing this area looks. I mean, look at the fires. Look how bright the highways are. Everything's pretty much lit up in this map, besides the park, which even that has a little bit of lighting through some of the essentially main road through it and around the little camp area. We got some lights set up there, but everything else is, looking amazing. I love how this city looks. I mean, look at the lights on the bridges. Over here, is it like a shooting star? That's a helicopter. I'm an idiot. In this area, kind of looks cool with nothing on it, just the lit up roads. That looks kind of cool. So we're going to put this back perfectly to the middle of the day. We're going to have no shadows. So we got 347,000 people. Again, the main thing is that we have such a demand for... let me see this. There was one in here that I thought was interesting. You can see the... Nope. There we go. You can see the dip in the chart of our population. That's when we had too much commercial. It went up and then curved down. I got rid of that and it went back up. So I'm kind of nervous to like throw in a bunch of commercial, because we just don't have like the ability to support it. And I mean, look at this. It's just not enough workers. I mean, this area I feel like is gonna struggle with that, just because it's the walking area only, and we don't have anybody living in this area. So I feel like that's gonna hurt it more, because it really looks like it's not enough workers, right? Not enough workers, not enough customers. So this area is gonna have a little bit of difficulty with that. So I'm gonna take a slight risk here. Where's a good area to kind of throw some new commercial? I think in this section, really get this area kind of flowing with commercial. We don't have any commercial zoned here. I think it can only be a positive, right? Hello, anyone want to build here, though? There we go. Somebody's building. How are we looking for power, though? I mean, to be fair, you're not gonna have any power, buddy. Like, build here. Build that. Build that spot. Either way, that's gonna do it for today's City Skylines video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.